What's good, everybody? I just got out of the theater and watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3. This will be no spoilers, but when I do get into some spoilers, I will give you plenty of time to click off the video. I'm standing on an umbrella here at City Walk at Universal. It is so bright and it's a little warm, so we'll try to get through this. I had to find a spot where they weren't playing music. Anyway, about the film. This was a dark, emotional film. The first two acts were like heavy emotion, especially if you are invested in these characters. If you're invested in these characters and you like Guardians of the Galaxy, there's gonna be a lot of emotion that really hits you hard, especially in the first two acts, and then the third one as well. I enjoyed this film a lot because I was really invested in Guardians of the Galaxy. I liked the first two. I didn't like this better than the first one, but I liked it better than the second one. 100 times better than Ant-Man or Thor: Love and anything that they have pumped out. It's better than all that stuff. I really did enjoy seeing these characters on the big screen one last time. For me, like if I were to rate it out of 10, I might push it a little bit, like 7.3 or 4 maybe for the film. And yeah, I think so. I think James Gunn did a great job. And this is kind of like the closeout. This is the closeout. It's like the finale. And for me, I mean, it's not really comic book thing. It was their own spin on the ending, but I think they ended it really well. And the only way they knew how to end it. So if you're wondering what's happening with these characters, I recommend going to see this film. Now for spoilers, all right? I'm gonna give you some spoilers. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The one spoiler I'm not gonna share is about if anyone dies in the film, because I feel like even if you were planning on seeing this, if you knew, it would take away from the heavy emotion in this film. There is an F-bomb in this film, and it's definitely PG. So here's how the movie goes. It starts off, they are rebuilding, on their planet Nowhere, and all of a sudden Adam Warlock shows up. Adam Warlock just destroys, right? Cuts off Groot's head, he's still alive, almost kills Drax, does some incredible damage, and hits Rocket bad. I mean, Rocket is about to die in the first like 5 minutes of the film. They figure out how to stop him, and he kind of like floats away. The biggest issue I had with Adam Warlock is that he's like one of the most powerful creatures in the galaxy, and they made him really stupid, like a 6-year-old, maybe a 7-year-old. And they try to explain that in the film, that they released him a little bit too early and out of his cocoon, so he didn't mature right away. So he's just following orders, and he's not the big bad in this film. So the whole movie is about trying to save Rocket's life, and they've got to go to the place where Rocket was created and get some kind of microchip to get him jump started, because he's like partially computer. That is the film. We got to save Rocket, and Rocket has some flashback scenes, and it is emotion. What they did to Rocket to make him who he is from a raccoon, the experiments, the big bad in this film, the experiments that they did on him, the people that were experimenting on animals. I mean, they were like terrible people, and you wanted them to like get the ultimate ending. The big bad is the High Evolutionary, and he is a great villain because you hate him in this film. You legit just like straight up hate him in this film. So like you are cheering for his demise throughout the whole thing, because he does all these experiments. He thinks he's God, and he wants to build a new universe with perfect people. He like tries to figure out code on how to speed up evolution for animals and people and just merge them all together. And he wanted a peaceful revolution. He actually created a second Earth where he like put his creations to try to see if he can perfect them. And when he realizes that he can't perfect them, he destroys millions of people. He kills them all. So the Guardians have to go to him to get this chip to save Rocket. And so while Rocket's having all these flashbacks and everything, they try to fight him. Adam Warlock is like, he shows up, he does some dumb things, and then he ends up getting knocked unconscious for the film. So again, there's a lot of emotion between Gamora and Peter Krill, because this is the Gamora that was still by Thanos' side from Endgame, so she's still like a really mean person and angry, and when they try to do certain things, she just wants to kill everybody and like just take everyone down. So she's definitely not the Gamora that Peter Krill was in love with, and there was a lot of that. Now, I don't know if you remember the teaser trailer when you got Nebula carrying out Peter Krill and he's all like knocked out. That's in the first 2 minutes of the film, because it just shows that Peter Krill can't get over Gamora, can't get over his life, and he's just an alcoholic, and he just drinks a lot, but he has this one purpose, to find Rocket. So this movie is Rocket Central. Like, this is all about him, and I'm not gonna say anymore. I know I said this is spoilers, but if you see it and you know what's coming, it won't have the same effect. I will say this, at the very, very, very end, the end credit scene, they just highlighted and it said, Star-Lord will return. So Star-Lord will return. But the last fight scene was in a hallway scene with all the Guardians together fighting some bad people. It was really cool. I really loved it. I thought they did an excellent job on that scene, bringing them all together to fight one last time. And then at the very end, the way they, again, this is spoilers, the way they kind of like closed the book, they each found a purpose in what they had to do to continue. They each found a purpose. They were like, you know, I can't stay with the Guardians right now, I gotta do this. The other person was like, I can't stay with the Guardians, I gotta do this. So it was kind of like a perfect book ending for a lot of these characters, but it leaves the book open if the characters that were there at the end choose to return. All in all, I had a great time at the film. I wanted to see this. I wanted to see what was going on. It's very dark with some of that Marvel humor, but it is an emotional roller coaster, especially in the first 2 acts. So that's my review right out of the theater, collecting my thoughts, and that's it. Let me know if you saw the film. Let me know your thoughts. This is Jay. I'll catch you next time.